Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to April ReKapt. If you're new to the show, I recap things. I recap the last month. This is the fourth one we've done. Today we're going to be talking about things like content cop, chicken jockey. It's been a good month. Let's get into it.
What we do here is go back.
Starting us off, we have the content cop, which iDubbbz made on Ethan Klein, and this video kind of split my brain in half, if that makes sense. On the one hand, I think it's time for Ethan Klein to kind of have content be made where it is able to criticize him, but also give a bit of understanding. I think his situation is uniquely terrible. I don't think I've seen quite a situation like it. He's had CPS be called on him. He's also had like human body parts be mailed to him, which led to an FBI investigation. Like, I've never seen this level of harassment. That's what it is. But at the same time, I feel like he's inciting quite a lot of hatred and aggression towards other content creators. So I think it's fair that someone would make a video where they call that out. I just don't think that this video did it quite right, if I'm being honest. This content cop felt like when they bring back like an old movie classic, you're really excited to watch it, and then it turns out that they made a musical of it. This was a musical version of a content cop. It wasn't what I wanted. It completely changed what content cop was about. It didn't feel like a picking apart of content as much. It felt like talking about personal quiffs they had with each other. Quiffs? No, that's like the Rhett and Link haircut. It felt like they were just having a personal argument in front of me. I felt like I was watching my parents argue. I also think way too much of this video focused on people like Frogan and Hassan, who I just cannot agree with. I wrote in my notes that this wasn't a content cop, it was a politics police, but it just felt very not content cop. If we go back to the H3 versus Hassan thing, rather than including iDubbbz, just these two versus each other, I will never really care when these guys speak about politics. I always think about this. Financially speaking, the worst thing that could happen for a political streamer's pockets is for world peace to happen, because these guys would have nothing to talk about and they'd have no way to make their money. Also, for me, it doesn't matter if they donate sometimes or if they say that they're spreading the word of their side. A lot of the time, they're just there to profit. I don't really think having debates on Twitch will ever do anything for an actual country or for a war. It might be good to spread information, and I do think that we should all be clued in on what we talk about. But I don't really have much respect for political conversations which happen, especially in today's day and age of debating, where you don't actually ever try and find a middle ground. It's seen as weak to concede a point. The way I grew up with debating, if someone has a good argument, you just listen to it and you're allowed to agree. That's how you find middle ground. That's how you actually take step forwards and work towards peace. I don't think that that's really a thing anymore. I think people are too focused on getting the clip. I just don't think that ever gets anywhere. And I think for me, that's just not actual activism. That's not actual debating. That's just like clip farming. And I don't respect it. Again, I'm a little split because I want to give iDubbbz credit for the fact that this content cop wasn't a complete Ethan Klein sucks, Ethan Klein's a terrible person. There was an element of this is an old friend going through a hard time, and that was kind of nice to see. The video ends with quite a forced segment where iDubbbz got everyone in the video except for Hassan to say one thing nice about Ethan. And I think Frogan's already taken back what she said, but one of the things she said was that H3 inspired her to make content, or was a part of the reason. I must have missed how prank invasion videos could lead to you making like anti-Semitic tier lists at TwitchCon events. And I was quite disappointed with this video. I just gotta be honest with that. I was quite disappointed. To give iDubbbz credit though, I did like the wake up Ethan part. That kind of caught me off guard. I thought I was watching just a regular Hassan clip, and then, you know, it happened. Anyway.
Wake up, Ethan.
Without a doubt, for me, the best part of April, or at least the memes of April, has been the resurgence of Minecraft recently. Obviously, you had the Minecraft movie, which, I mean, even at 20 years old, it's still lovely to see that kind of thing. I was a big Minecraft kid. You know, I grew up watching like Team Crafted straight after school. Man, like Sunday, Beijing Canadian, Jerome ASF. You remember like the prison break videos they used to do and the Pixelmon ones? It's nice, even in my, I guess, adult life now, I'm still getting to see my childhood be lived out. And it's nice to see like younger generations as well also enjoy the same things which I enjoyed growing up. It's nice. It's nice. And I mean, the movie itself, like what am I supposed to say? Absolute cinema. Obviously, the main talk about the Minecraft movie has been theater reactions. I mean, I'm going to give a very controversial take. I'm not a big fan of this. I think some of it's funny. I like the ones where people clap silently or whatever, like as if it's like a golf tournament or something. That's funny. Or even just cheering, I find that kind of funny. For me, it's like the destruction and stuff. There was one in Australia where they poured flour all over the cinema. But no, it shouldn't be controversial to say I'm not a big fan of like trashing a cinema. And also just like the success of the McDonald's meal that went alongside the movie. That's been nice to see. Like it sounds very weird to be hyping up a McDonald's meal because it's just a $20 version of a Big Mac meal, but it's sweet. I like the little stupid toys. The hype around them reminds me of when I was a kid and McDonald's toys were like a cool thing that you could take to school and not be like ridiculed and kicked in the mouth. And I've already shown it, but I do have the grimace egg, so like, you know, suck it. Okay, so with this one, I feel really passionately about this because it's happening as I'm making this video. A lot of these things are a few weeks old by the time I get to speak about them because that's the nature of recapping, but 100 guys versus 1 gorilla is still going, and I'm sorry, but you guys are all wrong. How would Glorilla win this? I actually don't understand how the public perception is that a gorilla would beat 100 guys. It's not like King Kong, it's a gorilla. These things are in zoos around the world. It doesn't take 100 men to get them there. I think if done right, like 5 guys could do this. The way Mr. Beast videos are moving, I wouldn't be surprised if this video comes out in like a week anyway, but let's actually talk about this. The first 20 guys we send in are gonna die, so like send them in, and then you want the next 80 to be like the strongest ones, because the gorilla's gonna be worn out. And that's the thing, gorillas aren't made for like long fights. Realistically, the gorilla is probably gonna kill, yeah, the first 20, 30, 40, 50 people and then be completely gassed. They're built like sprinters. They're very good for short stints, and then after that, they're tired and they need breaks. All of that muscle, they need oxygen. You can't just constantly fight. If I was like orchestrating a fight and I had to pick my dream roster, straight away I'm taking a fair few Australians. I'm going to take 60 Australians. I want some masterminds who can help like coach the team. So I'm taking Jose Mourinho, Doc Rivers, myself, Deji, and Simon Cowell. Us 5 are going to be like telling everyone where to go. And then the rest of it, I don't even really care. I've seen people say you need like great wrestlers or even good fighters. Mike Tyson actually would be a great shout. I would take him. I guess I'd also take some people to help distract, like get some funny guys, get some comedians or something to help distract the gorilla. I mean, I'd also take like Sydney Sweeney to help distract the gorilla too. That's not a bad shout. But realistically, here's my strategy. You get the gorilla in the middle, and then you get 5 guys around him, okay? And they each like lunge in once, or they like yell at him once, or something to try and scare him. Anyway, so I get 5 guys around him. Every time he runs in one direction, that person moves back and the other ones start closing in and trying to distract and make him turn around. They're gonna slowly puff him out. I mean, they're gonna die. And you probably will go through like 10 people to start with maybe. But this is where it gets good. Right as the gorilla starts to gas out from all this cardio it's doing, we activate our trap card. And this is one I've seen no one else say. We bite his dick off. I don't know why no one else has said this. People have talked about puncturing his eyes and stuff, like using your thumbs. Screw that. Bite his dick and balls off. They are right there, especially if he's fucking tired from fighting all these other guys. A Mike Tyson can sneak in there and just... That's what he does. That's what he does. I mean, if you want someone with like speed and precision to get down there, sure. I'll take like Noah Lyles. 100 men could definitely do it. You don't even have to have the best 100 men. Again, bro, I'll take 100 Australians and we're gonna do it. I'd take 50 Australians, we're gonna do it. Again, they're not built for long fights. What's the longest fight a gorilla would have in the jungle? It's not like he's fighting giant herds of like pigs or something. Look at this image and be 100% real and tell me that the guy in the middle is the one that would live. Moving on. Okay, now with this one, we're talking about politics, but I want to address the elephant in the room. I'm not going to be talking about politics. I know a good amount of my audience isn't actually from Australia, so these are the 2 main candidates for our next election. When I say that these 2 are like on a generational run of bricking being the favorite, I mean it. I haven't seen a single person which is actually for either of these 2 men. They're just against the other one more. We could look at little things like the fact that neither of them seem to like answering questions, or the fact that neither of them know what the price of eggs are. The part that like has really influenced my generation has been the Instagram reels that these 2 are putting out. These are real Instagram reels which are being posted from official government Instagram accounts. This next clip is an actual reel posted by the Liberal team.
Tim Cheese is dead. I'm going into mourning.
Elsa, wait!
No, not even a low taper revival could fix this.
How about a goated song? Bring them prices down. This is what we need. Cause Albo's gotta leave. Albo's gotta leave. Hey, bring them prices down. This is what we need.
There's so many more of these kind of ones too. They're making like Italian brain rot ones.
Dutto l'acutto versus Ospitalet del canguro solar cobra quale dal dome e posizione educazione.
What happened in a boardroom to decide that Fortnite brain rot edits are how you're going to take over the country?
Please vote for me, screamed aimbot Albanese in a desperate attempt to clutch a dub.
Like,
Who's gonna come clean this up? Oh my god.
all right, in lighter news, women did some cool stuff. Finally, we did the right thing and we sent Katy Perry to space. It didn't last long. I think the powers that be realized it was Katy Perry and sent the ship back down straight away. The ship was off Earth for 11 minutes. And when I say like off Earth, I mean like a jump off the ground. They were in space for 4 minutes. I spent more than 4 minutes talking about iDubbbz, and yet somehow they spent like nearly hundreds of millions to send this ship up into space just for 4 minutes. I've taken shits that were like 6-7 times as long as that. You won't see me kissing the floor out.
Pop singer Katy Perry is officially an astronaut.
Katy! This experience is second to being a mom.
Okay, so I'm very sick at the moment. You'll definitely be able to hear it, so I'm gonna try and rush through this script. I've spent the last week with a cold just sitting here and watching YouTube because I can't really do much else, and I found myself really going back into the H3 versus iDubbbz whole debacle, we'll call it. At first, I was quite heavily on H3's side, not because I'm like a super fan of his. I do want to speak about that. I don't like actively love H3H3. I just felt really bad because he's in a terrible situation, and this is the time when an old friend spoke out against him. There was a time when H3 was like among my favorite content creators, and now to see him being treated like this, even if it is definitely worthwhile, I still just feel bad in the back of my head. I feel empathy, you know? And that's why I thought the video was in poor taste. Making a video on someone you used to call a friend while they're going through a terrible episode feels scummy. I mean, I get it. The context of Ethan has said a few things which are critical of Ian, but I still just didn't feel right watching this video. I also thought just watching the video itself, it was nowhere near as entertaining as I've seen iDubbbz be. He had this slow, less combative, less funny approach to it. I think if this video was called My Issue with Ethan Klein, you know, he didn't have the cop uniform on, didn't talk about the bad taste politics, didn't talk about anything other than Ethan Klein, I wouldn't have minded it as much. I want to talk about some of those like bad taste politics though, especially the tier list. In a lot of this video, iDubbbz stands up for Frogan, or a lot of the people which H3 has criticized. I don't think Frogan should have been one of them. iDubbbz tries to defend this tier list, and let's talk about it. The tier list is a who can say Habibi tier list. Habibi is an Arab word for someone you care about. It can be used for partners, friends, or loved ones. The word is Arabic. This whole panel is Arabic. Ian relates this to when Ethan and Hassan, an all-white panel, spoke about white racial slurs. Why can they talk about things that affect their culture, but they can't? The issue here is it's not the panel itself that's anti-Semitic, or even the topic of the tier list that's anti-Semitic. It's the tiers. To have Love Sabra as the bottom is where the problem is. Sabra is a Jewish invention. It's Jewish made, Jewish supported. The bottom tier may as well just been called Jew. That's what it's standing in for. That's why it's offensive. Love Sabra is like a sly dig at Jewish people that eat Sabra. Pick any marginalized group. Think about any race or any like group of people. There seems to be some sort of stereotype about foods that they enjoy. And imagine summing them all up by just saying, oh, you're that lover. You love that. You eat that. It would be called racist. And in this context, it's anti-Semitic. And also just to like back up my point, every single Jewish person they mentioned goes into this tier. They made a tier list where the bottom category was to be Jewish. Even worse than thinking it's a slur was to be Jewish. Rather than just saying Jewish outright, they called them Sabra lovers. It's pathetic. It's anti-Semitic as well. Anyway, look, I thought Content Deputy was much better. There was no distractions. It just focused on H3. Acknowledged their past a bit more, the energy was up, and it addressed the reason why Ian wanted to make this video, and I found myself taking his side a lot more than I did in the first video. I still think Content Cop was like a 5, it was alright, but this one was like an 8. It made good points. I took Ian's side a bit more, and I kind of get it now. From Ian's perspective too, the whole internet hates him as well. These two men have gone down very different paths to find themselves at the same end. I don't know, look, I'm done talking about this. I'm genuinely literally sick and tired. It's 2:15 in the morning. The Australian politics follow up as well. Labour won. You guys should like and subscribe because I'm sick as fuck right now and I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.